as we're starting here, as much as the breath and even the masks will allow for, try to allow the breath to be deep and full in and out of the nose. Sometimes when I say deep with the breath, it means different things to different people. And so what I'm specifically intending is that the breath goes all the way down into the diaphragm so that the belly has to rise. The diaphragm pushes down to put that extra matter down into the belly area so that the lungs have more space to breathe even more oxygen. So this is welcome to be a nice slow breath, but try to be deep in letting it travel all the way down into that belly area. Our intention today is all about gratitude, and it's as if we're growing a flower. So it's like we have this little seed here at the beginning of class, and as we continue to water it, it begins to grow for us. And almost everybody I know, when we see a flower, when you're on a walk or a hike, the flower makes us happy and it makes us realize, you know, the world has even just one small speck of goodness in it, even if everything else seems crazy. And sometimes during the crazy times is actually when gratitude has the most impact, helping to remind us, yes, there are good things. Even if it's just, I have a vehicle, I'm so grateful for that. Or I still have lungs that work for me. So as we're traveling into our class, we're trying to grow the seed of gratitude, letting it to continue to grow bigger and bigger and bigger for us as we travel through our class. So with that, to get us started, let's start off like normal. The knees come into the chest. Let's rock around just a little bit on that low back. Sacrum gets a nice little massage. And then as we release the feet, let the feet travel all the way down to plant on the ground. Hands are on the floor by the hips, and we're taking bridge pose. So feel the hips lift up, and then we're rising up one vertebrae at a time to lift. That's our inhale. With the exhale, lower back down, one vertebrae at a time. And try to make your breath a little bit slower than it might naturally want to be. So if it's super slow, inhale to rise. And a nice long exhale to lower. The next time you lift up, try to stay lifted. And if you have room to clasp hands under your back, take that clasp as well, trying to lift even higher. Knees are squeezing inward. One more inhale from here. Exhale, release the hands, start to roll all the way back down. Take the right knee and cross it tightly over the left knee. So kind of like eagle's pose, that nice tight wrap. And from there, bring your thighs closer to your chest. Each foot flings off to its own side so that hands grab onto whichever foot is off to that direction. Yep, grabbing onto knees is perfectly fine if the feet are a little bit too far. Good, good, just like that. So those deep parts of the hips start to open. Another good inhale. And then exhale as we release, our left foot goes to the ground, and then our knees simply fall over to the left. This nice twisted arrangement gets us into not only the back, but also down into that deep part of that right hip, kind of the IT band, just very deep in that joint. And another good inhale. And then exhale, my hips return to the ground. Both legs muscularly straighten up to the sky. And then they travel as wide as they can, just on their own. Letting the inner thigh stretch for just a moment. Legs back together. Right foot plants on the ground. And then left thigh goes over this time. Thighs come in toward the chest, grab back onto ankles, or if that's a little bit too far, grab onto the knees. Head relaxes back down. Just enjoy whatever depth is happening right here. Another good inhale. Exhale, release the right foot down, and then the knees fall to the right. Good, I see you naturally spreading your arms open, that's exactly right. Keeping the shoulders very grounded, that's the root of the pose. Another good breath in. Exhale, hips return. Legs go up to the sky again and then wide. If you want to bring your hands up to your inner thighs, that can help them go even wider, gravity helping them out. Another good inhale. And then exhale, drop the legs back down to the ground. We're going to take a huge banana shape. So right ankle crosses over left. And then legs scoot off the left edge of the mat. Up above the head, grab onto the right wrist. And then the shoulders scoot off the left edge. So essentially everything's like a big banana. Both shoulders, both hips connected to the ground. But we're leaning laterally to the left. And know that you can be passive here, just kind of relaxing down into the shape, or you can be much more active, pushing against the ankle and wrist connections. So it's just whatever feels best in the joints. Another good inhale. And exhale. Let's start to release to switch sides. Left ankle over, legs to the right. Holding onto the left wrist, arms off to the right. Deep inhale. Exhale, start to release. Let's bring our knees in and we'll roll like a ball. Sometimes just once or twice is fine. Some people like to go 3 or 4 times. Just whatever amount is good for our spine. And then eventually when we're all the way up comfortably, let's head into a nice cobbler's pose. Feet can be close, but they also can be further. Personal preference there. Let the head try to release forward. Weighing it down heavy. Maybe even finding a little gentle rocking through the neck, left and right. And as we start to sit back up tall here, find a simple cross-legged shape. And we're going to build up together a little arm movement that goes through the course of 3 breaths. And so this to me is almost like the essence of our seed growing for us. So we start off with hands at the heart. As we take our first inhale, allow the fingers, the 3 fingers that are on the inside to start to separate from one another, creating a nice lotus shape. With the exhale, we simply pause. From here, the next breath, we keep the thumbs together and start to push the thumbs forward. Allow the fingers to completely flip down, touching the backs of the hands together. And then we end that full circle with the hands kind of in this receiving shape in front of us. So that was that inhale, and then exhale, travel down. And then the third breath, inhale, circle up to the sky. Exhale, hands back to the heart. So I'll talk through it again, and then we'll start to do a few rounds of that breath. So first inhale, fingers open to lotus. Exhale, pause. Inhale, thumbs together as you do the flip forward and around. Exhale, down. Yeah, we got it. I know that's kind of fun. I just think of thumbs together as you do the flip, and then it goes. And then next inhale, circle up. And then hands to the heart. Good. So that's 1 full cycle. Let's do 3 full cycles like that. So inhale, exhale. Inhale, exhale. Inhale, exhale. Good. Try some more. One more. Good. So keep that pattern in mind. There's going to be several opportunities when we come up to some of our standing poses that will take a moment to breathe through that whole cycle with our hands together. And from here, simply inhale the arms up to the sky. Exhale them down. Repeating 4 more times. Inhale. Exhale. 3. 2. 1. Inhale the arms back up. Exhale, the right hand comes in front of you, the left hand goes in behind you to take a nice little twist. With your inhale, see if the spine can go taller. Exhale, see if there's more space to twist. A few more rounds of breath like that. It's like with each breath and each movement we take, we're creating more space in the cells of our body to be filled with gratitude. One more breath cycle. And then inhale, sweep the arms back up. Exhale, twist to the other side. Maybe the next inhale can bring you to a long spine, even taller. Exhale, continue to twist. One more cycle of breath. Inhale up. Exhale, right hand plants to the ground on the right side. Left hand helps you lean over to the left. or rather leaning over to the right, that's one. Good, inhale up. Exhale, reverse it out. Inhale up. Exhale, the arms are kind of hovering at the sides. We go between rounding forward as the arms go forward, and then as the arms pull back, the heart gets pulled forward and through. So it's almost like a simulation of cat-cow. Exhale, forward. Inhale, heart forward and through. Three. 2. 1. Beautiful. Bring the legs out in front of you. If they can go straight without hands on the floor, take them straight. Otherwise, a little bit of bend is fine. Let's do another round of that hand shape that we did. So inhale, we're growing the lotus. Exhale, pause. Thumbs together as you do the flip. All the way around to receiving. Exhale. Inhale, circle up. Exhale, hands down to the heart. From here, next, inhale, circle back up. Exhale, forward, fold over the legs. Rising the spine back up, let's come to a nice kneeling place. Let's take our cat-cows even deeper if the vertebrae has space. Go up and down. A few more rounds. One more cycle, up and down. And then take our downward facing dog, the hands flat, the toes flat, lift the hips up super high. Maybe move fits feel really good here. Sometimes after I've done both like several times, I then find stillness and see if the hips can go even higher. And from here, start to walk the hands backwards until you're in a forward fold at the back of the neck. The head makes the sign of yes, forward and backward, up and down. And the head makes no, shaking left and right. And find stillness. Take one more inhale. One more exhale. Inhale, circle the arms to the sides to rise. If ever that's too much for the head, you get a head rush, simply bend the knees and roll up. Know that you always have permission to do that. Here from standing, let's do our hands again. Inhale, lotus. Exhale, just be with that growth of the flower. Inhale, flip. Palms together, and then receiving. Inhale, circle. Exhale, hands down to the heart. From here, let the knees be a little bit bent as we grab onto our elbows. We're going to let our elbows help us with huge torso circles. So pick one direction for this moment and just continue to go in that direction until I tell us to switch. Just however much of a circle your ribcage is capable of right now. One more to this direction. And then let yourself reverse. Opening new space up to be filled with gratitude. Gratitude that even though everything is not perfect, we do have a lot to be thankful for in our life. So much goodness. Take one more circle. And then we end standing in mountain pose, the hands at our sides. Take this moment to solidify the foundation, connecting feet into the earth. Posture going tall. And let's take 3 rounds of sun salutation. Just half sun salutation. Inhale up. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, rise. 2 more just like that nice half shape. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, half lift. Legs getting a bit more flexible as we go. Exhale, down. Inhale, rise. Directly to forward fold. Half lift. Sliding back down. Inhale up. And then exhale, hands back down to the heart. Do another round of the hands. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale, flip. Exhale. Inhale, circle. Exhale. Circle the arms up to the side. Forward fold. Walking forward into downward facing dog. And then from down dog, we're doing a few whole spine undulations. So we're trying to round the vertebrae forward, kind of to plank. And then drop the knees kind of low to circle the hips back up. Kind of like a whole body roll. To go through this downward facing dog. Allowing the spine and the vertebrae to continue to round and open. Take one more to this direction. Pause in down dog. And then we try to reverse it. So we either drop the knees a little bit lower, round forward through plank, and then we'll kind of straighten the spine up to the down dog. The knees low, forward, up, and back with the hips. 3, 2, and 1. Up to the downward facing dog. Right leg reaches up to the sky. Take that right knee into the nose. Cross the right foot over to the left side. So you're planting the razor blade edge of the foot off to the left. If you need both hands to have stability, that's fine. Otherwise, for a brief moment, left hand lifts up. Left hand down. 3-legged dog, right leg up. Step that right foot in between hands, dropping the back knee down. And then just walk the hands up to the thigh. Hips sink forward. Feel the muscles in the body have this good break, this pause, catching it back up. Straighten the front leg, dropping the hands down. And then send this knee underneath you to go up to downward facing dog. Left leg lifts up high. Take the left knee to the nose. Twist the foot to the right, sending the razor blade edge of the foot down. Only if right hand If you have the balance, that right hand lifts. Just an inhale. Exhale, hand down. Three-legged dog. Step left foot in between hands. The right knee can drop down. Hands can walk up to the thigh. Good. Sinking the hips forward still. We're trying to create a straight line from kneecap to kneecap. One more flow of breath. With our exhale, plant the hands down. Take this knee back. You can do child pose, down dog, or if anybody wants a flow, you're welcome to take a flow. Good. Right leg floats up to the sky. Step that right foot in between hands. Back foot goes down, sweep the arms forward and up, warrior one. Good, trying to keep a little bend to the front knee. And then let's do our hand pattern. Inhale, lotus. Exhale, pause. Inhale, thumbs forward, backs of palms together to flip. Exhale, down. Inhale, circle. Exhale, hands down to the heart. Feel the strong stability here. Inhale. And exhale. Start to shift your weight forward over this right leg. See if you can find balance for just a moment. Torso lifts up, the left knee lifts up. And then as we kick this left leg back down, see if you can land the fingers to the ground in front of you. Having a nice supported warrior. The knee can be as bent as it needs to be. And so from here, that back leg, that left knee touches the back of the right knee. As the right knee bends just a little bit, straighten it back out. Let's repeat 5. Exhale, touch. Inhale, length. 4. 3. 2. 1. From here, that back leg gently lands to the back of the mat. Sweep the arms back up, warrior 1. Inhale. Exhale, open to the side, warrior 2. Let's do our flowering again. Hands at the heart. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale, circle. Exhale, receive. Inhale, arm circle. Exhale, back to the heart. Extending the arms open. Gaze over the front middle finger. Inhale. Exhale, cartwheel the hands down to surround the front foot. Step back, child pose, down dog, or maybe a flow. Your personal preference. Feel the good flexibility that's available in this pose. Left leg floats up to the sky. Step it in between hands. Warrior 1 legs, the back heel goes down, arms sweep up. Hands to the heart. Do a flowering breath. Pause here, finding stability. When you're ready to try to shift forward over the front leg, see if you can find a moment of balance. And then torso rises, right knee is floating for a brief moment. When you send the leg back, try to drop the hands to the ground. Using that stability of the hands. The right knee touches the back of the left knee, slight bend. Straighten back out. 4. 3. 2. 1. Gently land the right foot at the back. Sweep the arms forward and up. Inhale. Exhale, open to the side, warrior 2. Hands at the heart. Take that cycle. Inhale. Opening warrior 2 arms. Just pause, another breath. Whenever the next exhale happens, we're planting our hands down at the top. Child pose, down dog, or a flow, but ultimately we will all probably just take a nice pause or down dog, or in child pose for just a moment. Whether or not you want the flow is fine. Feel this gentle release down eventually to just give you breath. Any point if you feel ready to lift back up to the down dog, feel free to rise. Right leg up to the sky. Step it forward and through in between hands. Back heel down. Sweep up, warrior 1. Open up, warrior 2. Keep the knee tracking open to the pinky toe. Keep that knee nice and safe with the structure. Spine lifting up tall. The front elbow or the front fingers drop down. The other arm gets to stretch long forward to the mirror. Back up, warrior 2. The left hand either circles around the back or plants on the back leg to take that reverse warrior. Rising back up, straighten the front leg. Triangle, reach forward before you drop down. And dig up this time in a straight line, from bottom hand all the way up to the top fingers. Either stay in triangle, or if you'd like to head to half moon pose with me, rise up for a brief moment, maybe shorten the stance, so that you can cartwheel down into half moon. Right fingers going wide. Off the mat. Good. Gonna keep the hips stacked, shoulders stacked. 2 more breaths if you still have that balance. And gentle landing as slowly as you can. Arms back to warrior 2. Let's do the arms again. Open the lotus. reaching back open. Heart roll down. Stepping back for just a moment in plank. 3 good breaths if we can hold it. And then knees up or down to take our flow. Hips growing taller. And second side, left leg up. Step it in between hands, satchel down. Arms sweep forward and up. Inhale. Exhale, open warrior 2. Knees still tracking open. Front elbow or front fingers down. The other arm gets that side body stretch by going forward. Rising back up. Right hand is either on the back leg or winding around the back, your choice. The other arm continues to trace backwards. Cartwheel back up. Straighten the front leg, triangle, fingers forward first, and then hand drops down, right hand up. Try to continue to open your shoulders as if you're directly behind a wall. You're leaning right up to that wall. Either stay in triangle or rise up for a brief moment. Maybe shorten the stance. The cartwheel down, half moon pose. Just notice the geometry isn't very strong if your hand is directly in front of the foot. Rather let it go wide. That's what gives us more of a triangle geometry. One more inhale. Exhale, gently land behind. Open up, warrior 2. Hands to the heart. Another round of the breath. Arms opening back up. Little stability of the pose. One more inhale. Exhale, cartwheel down. Step to plank. Either stay in plank or side plank, right hand up. Good. And left hand up. It's absolutely fine to get the feet wider to have more stability. Good. Knees up or down to lower chaturanga. Back bend. Child pose or down dog. Everybody drops to knees for a moment. Just let the breath flow. And then come forward into elbow plank, elbows down, knees, lift the knees up. Remember, it's better to dome slightly up than to have the hips kind of collapsed down. There's much more strength through the core and through the shoulders. Let it go 3 more breaths. and child's pose. Into dolphin pose, elbows are down. Just make sure they're only as wide as the shoulder, not any wider. And then tuck the toes, lift the hips like a down dog, and try to see if the toes can walk in just a little bit closer. Head does not go on the ground this way. You can always drop your back down to child if I hold it longer than you're wanting to. Otherwise, let's try to go for 5 breaths here. Your 5th breath finishes, find that resting child again. Downward facing dog. Right leg floats. In pigeon pose, send that right knee underneath your body. Try to scoot the left knee backwards to get the pelvis a little bit lower to the ground. And then you can stay up on hands, maybe one elbow, maybe both elbows go down to sleep. Coming up onto hands, try to see if you can set your right hip all the way down to the ground. And then left leg comes around. This might be cross leg. This might be shin stacked. Either way, left leg is in front or on top. With hands at our heart, let's take our breath again. Fingertips to the floor in front of us, and then just spider crawl them forward as deep as feels appropriate. Walking back in. The left leg goes straight, the right foot stays tucked into the thigh. We do a nice circle all the way up to try to straighten the spine, and then exhale to release forward. And then rising up, we'll come to downward facing dog one more time. Perhaps you can tuck your legs to go forward. Sometimes that's not possible, so if not, just head up to down dog. This is our last one, so lift the hips as if they've grown another 3 inches since the last time. Maybe the heels have space to drop another inch closer to the ground if they're not touching already. And then left leg starts to float behind you. Send it under and through for pigeon. Back leg scoots backwards. Keep the sacrum level as you drop down to sleeping. Take this moment to think of a gratitude that wants to grow within your heart right now. What's one of those big things that you're extremely grateful for in this moment? Rising up to hands, you rock onto left hip, swing the right leg in front or on top, and really think of the symbolism as we do our hands again. Think of that flower growing in front of your heart. Think of the spreading and the receiving, and then think of that huge universal connection that we have. So as we're here, take a huge inhale now. Just another breath to be. Fingertips find the ground. You can start to walk forward. And we're turning up. The right leg gets to the long, left foot's tucked in. Try to make the spine even taller as we circle up. Release forward. And as we rise back up, both legs extend out in front of us. One last time seated, let's take our breath with our hands. As the hands are in front of your heart, see if you can muscularly lower yourself all the way down onto your back. As we touch down, take your right knee into your hands. Let the right knee go wide to the right for a moment in the right hand. Lift the knee up, left hand takes over. Send it as deep in the twist as feels good right here. Inhale. Exhale, hips down, and then right leg slides long. Left knee in. Knee into the left hand to go wide. Knee back up. Twisting gently to the right, only as deep as feels really good in your body. And as we return the hips down and slide the left leg long, take your hands to your heart. And let's enjoy one last cycle of our flowering breath before our Shavasana. Eventually dropping hands by our sides. It's like we've just sent out an invitation to the universe to send us everything that would be beneficial for the Shavasana right now. Maybe that's healing. Maybe that's a sense of purpose. Maybe it's an increase of prana, energy. Whatever it is that's in our highest good, we let ourselves receive now from the universe. As we let our breath flow for the next few minutes together. Begin to deepen the inhales and the exhales. Introducing little movements back to fingers and toes, ankles and wrists. Stretching out like we're waking up first thing in the morning. Eventually rolling over to a nice fetal position on one side. Taking several good deep breaths until you feel ready to rise. Maybe 3 or 4 breaths, maybe 5 or 6. And we think of everything, every good gift the universe just sent to us. And we realize, at least for that gift, we can express gratitude. So imagine as we finish with the sound of Om today, it's like we're sending out a tremendous gratitude for not only this gift we received during Shavasana, but for all good things we've been blessed with. Inhale together now. May we be filled with light, happiness, and peace. Namaste.